Hello, everybody, and welcome to our patching podcast featuring X39 stem cell activation. Today is Tuesday the 14th, and I just want to welcome everybody here to our 30 minutes. And if it's our first time you've been here, I'm super excited for you because you are going to learn about the most amazing, revolutionary health and wellness technology that is leading edge in this industry right now. So if someone's invited you here for the first time, just give them a big, huge gratitude hug because they really do care about you and your health. And just buckle up for the next 30 minutes because you're going to be hearing about real people having real results on this stem cell activating patch. We're going to have Jeani Volker and Shawn Zuke this evening. You'll hear about that for the first part, and then Peter will be interviewing those, and then it'll come back to me, and I'll talk about the technology, how the patch works, and how to get your hands on some of this remarkable technology. How you doing tonight, Peter?
Hey, Kathleen, I am doing awesome. Nice Southern California weather today, and good to see everybody tonight.
Excellent, excellent. So I just kind of want to start off with saying, you know, our inventor, owner, and CEO, David Schmidt, he is a visionary in health and wellness in general, and also light therapy. So he saw into the future the regenerative, aspect of what light can do for you. And he saw that about 10 years ago. And at that point, he spent millions in research and development and discovered how to reset, activate, and rejuvenate your stem cells through light therapy. So that's what we're talking about today. And like I said, we're going to start with interviews, then the technology, and then how to get it. So with that, I'm going to give us the medical disclaimer, which is the information discussed here is not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. It is, like I said, just light therapy, activating your own body to heal itself. So with that, I'd like to introduce the amazing Peter No, Senior Presidential Director, who will be interviewing our testimonials tonight. Peter?
Thank you so much.
Oh, I was gonna say, guys, I'm on.
Wendy, okay, get on.
Like, I've been waiting. Do you want me to go forward, or do you like to have Peter do it?
No, Wendy, I'm gonna pass it to you. I love your background.
Thanks so much, Peter. Hi, everybody. It's good to be back. Miss you all. Hi, Sandy. I see you waving. It's good to see all of you. I miss you so much. Feel a little bit better, but let's get this ball rolling because I know everybody's really eager to hear from Jeani and from Shawn. So let's start off with Jeani, since I see you right there. Why don't you unmute yourself, Jeani, and let us know how long you've been on the patches, and basically who introduced you to the patches originally. We'll start there.
Unmute. Hey, there we go. Hi, everybody. I've been on the patches for about a year and a half, and I was introduced by Marcy Preble. And from her life experience, I said, hey, I've not got anything to lose. So I started with one patch. It didn't make that great of a difference. But when I went to two patches, one on the upper body and one on the lower body, for 4 days, I'm a diabetic. And with diabetes, it causes you to go to the bathroom a lot. And so it was like dash.
Oh, Jeani, you're muted again, love.
Are we there?
Yes.
Okay, I was able to become normal and not have to dash to the bathroom. That was such a relief. Also, my doctor changed my medicines to just all insulin, and I take about 5 shots a day. It was causing pains in my joints and my legs to turn in. Within those 4 days, my pain level dropped from like an 8 to about a 5, but it was like 75% better, 75% better. And my legs, instead of twisting in, turned back to normal. So that was within the first 4 days of using the patches. Okay. Can you turn the volume up? We're trying to switch. Can you guys see me okay?
Yeah, you're moving around a little bit, but we can hear you really well, Jeani, there. So hang on a minute. I think Kathleen's trying to fix the whole.
I got it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
And I can see Jeani, you're trying to move things around. So while you're moving things around, let me kind of
you can-
reiterate here. So I know with our talking that you said that you're diagnosed with diabetes. So Kathleen, you'll probably have to mute yourself. So you're diagnosed with diabetes at 52, and you originally had an overactive bladder, and you had poor concentration and focus, and you had severe back pain and knees that were about like 7 out of 10, and you had decreased muscle control. What I'm hearing that you just said that your bladder basically improved to normal. And I know you started talking about your legs and the pain and the muscle control. Can you continue there? Did we lose her? Is she still on? All right, I think we might have lost her while she's trying to move things around. So let's go ahead and go over to Shawn real quick.
Oh, there
Shawn,
you go. I'm here. Can you hear me?
oh, there you are. Okay.
Okay. I said somehow these mute buttons get hit. Okay. So that I enjoyed the first 30 days and I go, what's next? Right. So my energy and focus got so much better. At 6 months, one day at 6 months, I woke up out of my bed and I've had this stenosis in my neck from falling off a horse in my low back. My neck and shoulders started popping and crackling, like snap, crackling, and pop, like a box of Rice Krispies. And I go, what's going on here? It was from that horse accident I had at age 13, like 52 years ago. I heard about people doing that, but that was really actually happening. So every day I wake up and I'm loosening up. I can do more in my exercise classes because of this. And
Right,
I'm
yeah.
so grateful. Go
I
ahead.
remember you said that from 13 years of age, because of that horse injury, your neck pain has been roughly 8 out of 10. You had limited range of motion, headaches and migraines, roughly 2 out of 7 days. And now it's pretty much gone. Yes.
Yes. It's called Relief and Live.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I'm just so thankful. Then another great test is this last week. A week ago, I had to go in to do mouth surgery. And I think that when you go to the surgeon, it's like caveman, just pulling teeth and doing stuff. And I have a tiny mouth. So they had to go in, open up my mouth and drill holes in to put a tooth implant. And so I got out and they said, oh, you want codeine? Do you want morphine? Need to take a Z-Pack. I said, no, I don't need any of that. And I went home and I placed 2 ice waves on my mouth and pain went down. It was manageable for the first day for surgery. And then thereafter, I just went one patch a day and no infection. And I was exhilarated. No drugs, shots, pills. It's fabulous.
That is so awesome. I remember we were talking because that would just happened, right? The surgery, on the 9th of this month? I mean, look at you right now, not even 6 days later. That's amazing. No swelling. You're talking normal.
Nothing.
And you said that with the X39 and the ice wave, right? That's what you use, the ice wave on the jaws, that your pain is not happening, right? That is amazing. That is amazing.
So
I
I
love
was
that.
thrilled.
Yeah.
So I used everything like a science experiment. Oh, what can I do today? What will it do? I want to prove it out. Yeah. So I'm just thrilled. For my energy level, I'm still dealing with diabetes and I'm hoping that's going to get a little bit better. And it has gotten better. It's now much more manageable. It was like a 10. And the A1C was like a 10. It's now down to about a 7. So yes, I have gotten incremental better in that
That's
department.
beautiful. And how's your muscle control now in your lower extremities? Has that improved a little bit?
Yes, more muscle control. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really feeling my belly pull in. Yeah.
That is excellent. Now, if we could, I just want to touch really quickly. You said that you've had intestinal issues since 44 years of age. Is anything improved there?
Yeah. The diet, I'm able to eat things I used to not eat because of the diverticulitis that I was experiencing. And that, of course, I had a surgery because of that. So I think that I really kind of feel like the patches helped me not have to go back in the hospital again for that.
Yay.
Yeah,
I
because that
love
was
it.
painful bloating and gas, and I'm not having that now.
Right. So I'm really grateful to have you on here because you're one of the veterans, you know, because the patch just came out in 2019 and you're kind of one of the, you know, the early veterans of being on the patch for such a good length of time. And we've always heard people saying, you know, we hear this, you know, everybody's experiences around that, but what's the long-term duration? So what would you have to share with everybody as far as how this patch has touched your life in the past 18 months from where you were 20 months ago to where you are now?
I tell everybody they're life-giving. And I don't understand why, when somebody's having so much pain, that they're not willing to give it a try. Because it has changed my life. So I just encourage everybody, because you stick them on it. If there's any discomfort, you can take it off. But it's worth it. It keeps, you know, I have more joy in my life. And I'm thankful that these patches have come into my life. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember you said earlier today, you said, I love this. I have hope. I have hope once again in my life. Looking back 2 years ago, you said I was distraught. I felt defeated. And now I'm happy. And all the time, you have great energy, great focus, pain consistently decreasing, and you're able to go about your job with productivity and excitement. That to me said it all. That I just took that down verbatim because I thought, wow, that was so well said, you know, just to give you hope.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
a
love
wow.
that.
It's a wow.
It is a wow. Thank you so much for coming on here, and we'll definitely check back with you in a while, Jeani. I really appreciate it. And just let you know, guys, Jeani is 66 years young, health facilitator. So thank you again, Jeani.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to move on to Shawn. Shawn, are you on here?
I'm on.
Excellent. So everybody, please help welcome Shawn. She's a 55-year young female. She's a light wave consultant. And she began the patch, I think, around November 2019. Isn't that right?
Yeah. I got Marcy, actually, you know, I've known her through a few businesses, and she offered to send me this new product. And I'm like, no, Marcy, what do you got now? You know, but she's like, it's free, just take it. And so anyway, I took them up north with me. I used to work on the North Slope. I don't have to anymore because I'm actually doing pretty well at this business, but I put the first patch on, and I felt it right away. I felt like something light up in my brain. And when you're working in a place that's dark 24 hours a day, you know, it's any bit of light, you know, that you can get is incredible. So I basically made those 6 patches last 2 weeks. Ordered them. I got on I was lucky because at the beginning, Onyx and Marcy were running around, and I got to talk to Onyx, and one of the questions she asked, well, how were your dreams the last few days? And I was like, you know what? They've been like technicolor, vivid, and really, you know, deep. And so that was a big affirmation that they were working. And one of the things that, you know, you don't get a lot up there, at least for me, I didn't get a lot of sleep. Working 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I got my own room, but you get back there and you know, I'd go to bed at 9, but I'd wake up at like 2 sometimes, and just like from the stress of working 84 hours a week. And so when I what I noticed that first night and the consecutive nights after, that I was getting like 6.5 hours sleep. And for that type of working environment, that's a miracle. I mean, you know, it's kind of a common theme for people not getting much sleep, which probably that and the stress and, you know, was a big contribution to the excessive migraines I was getting. I started getting them. I mean, actually talking to Wendy today, thinking I started getting them in my 20s, and then they built up over time. And I'm sure it had to do with toxicity and stress and just, you know, working on the slope. But at one point, I mean, I was getting them 3 to 4 times a week, which is basically debilitating, trying to get through my day, you know. And I didn't really have medication back then because I kind of, you know, handled them, without it. But then after I was like, I got to do something with the doctor. But since I was taking the patches, they just stopped occurring as much. And I would say, for having migraines for about 35 years, 3 to 4 times a week, lasting over 12 hours, I improved by 70%. I get one every two, I mean, I definitely still get them if I drink too much coffee, and I'm actually, took coffee off my diet, and I might have a little bit too much wine and I get migraine the next day. But if I cut out alcohol and coffee, I could probably be migraine free. So that was a huge thing, huge thing. Now another, I'm just thinking of the pain that I've had in my body that the X39 has helped so well with. I sprained my ankle really, really bad at Madison Square Gardens, going down the stairs to go to the bathroom with a bunch of people in the aisle. And I didn't see it. And I like sprained it once, sprained it twice in this, like a 2-second period. I had to be wheelchaired out of there. I didn't have the patches yet. This is back in 2018. So what I basically, just went through the normal healing, taking an ibuprofen and whatever. But when I got my patches, I was still, kind of, it would be a lot of pain every once in a while. Working in the oil field industry, you gotta climb up these freaking ladders that are like have rungs on them and up a couple 100 feet. I mean, it's pretty sketchy. So anyway, I just was like, I'll put an X39 on there. And I swear to God, in 10 minutes, my pain was gone. And, so what I did was, every time I'd feel a little pain, I just put a patch on, and within, a few months, it just healed the tendons or whatever was inflamed in there. It just healed it. So that was great. I had another sprained ankle on my right side, and got to experience the same, deal. But this time I had the patches at the beginning, and it took half the time to heal. But the same deal. Every time I'd feel a pain in there, I'd put an X39 on, and the pain just stopped after a while. So that was, you definitely need your ankles to get around.
Yeah. Now, if I missed it, correct me. But also in 2018, you said you had a really bad fall that really affected your cervical spine.
Yeah, that was much more, of not a fun thing to go through. I probably told this on one of the testimonies before, but it's an Alaskan experience. I was over at Mariah's house, and I've healed that part, but her dog came around the corner, and I'm like, oh, here comes the German Shepherd, and okay, it'll run past me. No, it went, and I kind of lifted up a leg, and it went directly. It hit me hard, like probably going 10 miles an hour. And the next thing I know, I'm falling over into like the flower bed with this concrete corner. My shoulder hits it. As I'm falling down, I see a huge moose coming around the side of the house. Fall down, bang, crack, 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 crack. And I mean, I couldn't even move. I was, like in shock. And I had a moose about 7 feet away from me with its ears back looking at me, just not very happy. So finally we dragged me into the house, and it's been a long road on that neck injury. I would say, I've done 3 months of PT. I think I did another 2 months of PT. And then, and I was putting the X39 on, and I was just getting a little discouraged. Well, then David Schmidt mentioned in one of his educational talks to add the Eon patch. And so I just put it right on the side right here. And then I was like, the pain went down 50%, right? Like, by the next day. And I'm like, okay, David, you know what you're talking about.
But you said that your pain was so severe that like it would wake you up at nighttime, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. And it was very, when you're in that, it's discouraging, and and you lose your hope, and you're like, I really, I want to just live. I want to have the highest quality of life, possible. So, these patches have been incredible. But I do want to mention, I have a recent testimonial. I had a couple, my best friend from the slope. I mean, he's this beautiful man from Mississippi, just the biggest heart of gold. He ended up dying of COVID, and his wife. And I found out as I was getting off the plane, and going to a weekend festival with my like 8 friends, and you know, where you're gonna go, ooh, hi, we're gonna go see some music and everything, and I just get out the plane and I'm just tears running down my face. I couldn't shake it, and it was depression and grief and all that stuff that you go through when you go through a death experience. Anyway, I bring my little self-healing with light book. I'm like, maybe there's something in there, and there was depression, sadness, grief. I used, you know, I wear my X39 every day, so that's a given. Then it said to put the Eon on the C7 and then the energy enhancers on the wrists. And I swear within two minutes, I felt 50% better. And it was just like enough to feel good enough to be able to make it to the show. And then by the time I got to the show, I felt 100% better because I had the music to lift me up and the fun friends. But the other thing too, the last thing, it works for that same exact patching protocol, putting it on your wrist, works for motion sickness, seasickness. And I used it on a 5 to 6 foot wave that would have killed me. And I didn't, and I got across the bay and felt fine. So
Well,
I am a true believer.
First of all, Shawn, I want to say my heart goes out to you, as I'm sure everyone does, for your loss that you felt with your friend. That's heavy, but I'm really grateful to hear that, you know, the lightweight patches and the system definitely was assisted with you. And yeah, with motion sickness, I mean, there's so many people on it. Oh, there you are. There's so many people that do suffer from motion sickness. And so I think you said you use the X39 and the energy enhancers. Is that correct?
I use the, I always use the X39 every day, but the Eon and the energy enhancers were added. And, you know, so Eon is like increases serotonin, and then the energy enhancers, whatever they do, they make you feel good.
Yes, they do. Well, before we hand this back over to Kathleen, what has basically been your overall experience in using a lightweight system, you know, since you've been on it for what we say about 16, well, quite some time. You've been up from almost the beginning. What's your experience being with this whole lightweight system? How's this changed your life?
The brain coherence above and beyond anything and everything, to be able to feel a state of ecstaticness. I mean, it's joy and this feeling of like being able to be the observer and not in the emotions, but you know, like observing the emotions, and which has been a huge game changer. And so what happens is when you stay in that constant state of positivity, your life unfolds in bountiful and abundance and miracles. I mean, it's the law of the universe that when you project that happiness out, you attract it back. So that has been, you know, that's why I love these patches so much, because I do feel like it is increasing the consciousness of humanity.
I love that. I love that, Shawn. Thank you so much for coming on here today and sharing your wonderful testimony and story and life. And we will definitely pull you back on within a bit of a while. Other than that, thank you again. But I'd like to go and return this back to our lovely Kathleen Nichols, and she's going to tell you all about what is this patch that we're talking about and how you can perhaps get your hands on that. Kathleen?
This is what we're talking about. It's an X39. It's called the stem cell activating patch. And what's in it is organic amino acids, salt, sugar, water, salt and sugar crystals, and water. And what happens is those form a crystal lattice. And then when you wear the patch, it actually reflects the light coming off of your body back into your body. So we all have body heat coming off of our body, and that's actually light. It's in the spectrum, and it's called infrared light. So it's reflecting that infrared light coming off your body back into your body. And what happens at that point is it elevates GHK copper peptide. So GHK copper peptide is a master signaling molecule in your body. It is responsible for so many things. It's responsible for keeping you young and vital and viral and alive and all of that amazing stuff. It also, within the first patch, it resets over 4,100 genes back to a younger expression. Those yet affect another set and then another set, and it repairs your DNA. Another thing it does is it actually activates, resets, and produces new stem cells. So you have all the benefits of the GHK copper peptide happening when you wear the patch, and then you're also getting the stem cells reset, activated, and produced new ones. And those new ones that are being produced are called pluripotent. And so stem cells are really the blueprint, the foundation of our body. They are our template. So they're actually at that cellular level. They're the ones that when you were a fetus in your mama's belly, they differentiated and made your body. So they are absolutely so critical and paramount in your health and your healing at that cellular level. So what does that mean when we're producing the pluripotent stem cells? What it means is that that same intelligence that the ones that were creating your body in the fetus, these pluripotent ones have the same intelligence. So they actually scan your body and they decide what to become. So they'll decide, there's something going on with your liver or your brain or your skin, or all the different stories you heard tonight. They decided that that's what needed to be repaired. They turned into that type of a cell. And at that point, when you put that new stem cell that has become the liver tissue or whatever it is onto that area in your body, it's turning that area new again. So for example, if the pluripotent stem cell decided it needed to become a liver cell, it's going to land on your liver organ and it's going to turn that new again. And that's really where we're getting that reverse aging and setting the clock back and doing all that repair and regeneration. The patch is literally just giving light to your body, reflecting it back in, and it's repairing at that cellular level. It's totally non-transdermal and non-invasive, meaning nothing goes into your body. Again, it's just the body healing itself through elevating the GHK and producing the new stem cells through the light therapy. So how do you wear it? Well, you just peel off the back and you either put it on CV7, which is that knobby vertebrae on the back of your neck, or right below your belly button, a couple inches. Those are the two recommended spots. They're actually on the acupuncture pressure points. So they distribute throughout the whole body, the healing aspects of the light, but you can also put it anywhere on your body. If you have a sore spot like a knee or a neck or a hip, any spot will do. It's just literally, like I said, giving the body what it needs to heal itself. And the reason it's so important is because at 35, we lose about half of our GHK, and then again, half of the stem cells because they go together. And then at 60, we're losing about 80% of the GHK production, and then about 80% of the stem cells. So wearing the patch and activating your own stem cells, elevating that GHK is just turning everybody's organs at that cellular level new again. Everyone talked about their skin and their hair. After a year on it, you're looking about 10 years younger. It's absolutely amazing. So much to where the New England Journal of Medicine actually says that #1 indicator of wellness is how much stem cells you have in your blood. So, you know, if anyone is having any issues at all or just want to stay young, like even I have my 16-year-old daughter on it and I'm wondering, is she ever even going to get a wrinkle, right? So it's just amazing. We can put it on all two-leggeds across the planet and four-leggeds as well. So the company is called LifeWave. It's a 17-year-old company, and we have 94 patents, including 70 in regenerative science. We actually distribute to over 80 countries. So we're really a well-established global company that's, you know, on the leading edge of health and wellness. And then we've, in the last 2 years, introduced our new patch, which is the X39 stem cell one, the one I'm talking about. And we actually have a patent on it. We got the patent a year ago, May. And so what that really means is that we got it in a short year time. Typically patents take, you know, 3 to 5 to 10 years. We got it in a short year's time. And that's because the blood work that we submitted to the patent office was so demonstrative, showing, yes, it elevates the GHK and subsequently produces the new stem cells, that we got our patent right away. So this is revolutionary technology with the stable company and the brand new product. It's the perfect merging and marriage of helping people, you know, get a new lease on life, getting their new quality of life, like you heard tonight, all these amazing testimonials. So there's a couple different ways to get involved. You could become a preferred customer, and that'll actually allow you to have a monthly subscription, and you will get different samples every month so that you can try all the different supplement patches also in addition. or you can come in with a kit. Customers can have kits, or people that see the vision and want to share it can have kits. And so there's 5 different kits, and you can come in all the way from $125 to $15.99, depending on where you fit in. That's what we say, just get in where you fit in. The more you want, the more products you want, the cheaper the price point is. So with that, I'd like to let you know that you can go to startx39.com. That's an amazing resource and website where you'll see a couple videos in the beginning that'll tell you about the light and the technology and how the patch works, kind of like I just already did. And then you can see all the different science, the patents, the studies, research on GHK, and a bunch of testimonials. It's a great resource. Again, that's startx39.com. And I just really like to invite you to get with the person that invited you here today and just say yes to your health. Just, you know, getting back on that healing journey and starting to feel really young again is actually the invitation of this patching podcast for everybody who's attending this evening. So typically we have one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6 o'clock Pacific. However, tomorrow, Wednesday, we will be taking a break because our amazing David Schmidt will be doing an interview about the Aloe Vita patch, which is the skincare patch. So tomorrow night, we won't be having it. We'll resume again on Thursday. And at that point, that will be Marcy Preble and Stacy Halliger. So I just want to say again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Get with startx39.com and the person who invited you here tonight. So thank you so much.
And thank you.